Hello, and welcome back to Channel 17 News. I'm Katie Gavin.
And I'm Shine Singleton.
In this segment of Fight Night, one recent story is on the shooting and murder of Anthony Smith, the founder and CEO of the multi-million-dollar company Espo Corporations, here in Philadelphia.
Smith was shot dead 4 days ago in front of Temple University's Leocore Center. He and his family had just come out from an event when a masked gunman shot him twice in the chest. Here's Danny Dagnam with the details.
On April 15th, around 9:30 p.m., 2 gunshots could be heard echoing down Broad Street. Smith had been with his wife and 2 kids in this spot when a man came up to him and began punching him multiple times in the face. Bystanders tried to stop the attack. The man pulled out a gun and fired 2 shots close range to Smith's chest, killing him on sight. His family and other bystanders watched in horror as the millionaire slowly stopped breathing. Although there were many witnesses to the crime, little is known about the identity of the masked murderer, leaving police to only have security footage, DNA, and 2 bullets as evidence. However, with new and advanced technology that is possessed today, we're able to match the shell casing to the exact weapon that was fired.
Due to the unknown identity of the shooter, we were left with shell casings of the 2 bullets. DNA evidence that was left when the shooter attacked the victim and footage from the multiple security cameras outside the Leocore Center. When performing the autopsy, there was a lot of blood on his face, but it wasn't all his. There was evidence of 2 different blood types on Smith. We assume this could have come from the shooter's fist when he attacked Smith and when Smith tried fighting back. Due to the shooter having no previous offenses, we were not able to identify who the DNA belonged to. However, with newly developed nanotechnology, scientists were able to use the DNA to guess the physical features of the shooter, such as hair color, eye color, and ethnicity. Based on what they found in the footage from security cameras, we were able to narrow our search down. The police were able to narrow the search down to 2 suspects that had these specific features and were similar to the man from the security footage and who might have had motive for killing Smith. The 2 men were 24-year-old Louis O'Brien and 26-year-old Kyle Williams. O'Brien worked at Espo Corporations for 2 years and Williams for 3, both as janitors. Last week, they were both fired from the company and under investigation for supposedly harassing Smith. O'Brien resides in North Philadelphia and comes from a poor household. After dropping out of high school at the age of 16, he had taken on many odd jobs to support himself and his mother. Williams comes from a similar lower-class economic status as O'Brien and resides in West Philadelphia. Williams had just earned his GED around a year ago and was working on getting into community college in Philadelphia. Both were possible suspects, and police continued their investigation of both men as well as other evidence. Since Williams had a previous record of armed robbery, his prints had been entered into the Integrated Automated Fingerprint Identification System 3 years ago. This system is a database of fingerprints from all convicted criminals in the U.S. Since the prints found on the bullets didn't match Williams, who was no longer a suspect, this left O'Brien the police's main suspect.
When law enforcement arrived at O'Brien's house, he immediately began to run. He was finally caught after a 15-minute chase on foot, and then he was arrested and taken in for questioning. After hours of interrogation, O'Brien eventually confessed to the murder. Once prints were taken, they were matched to the prints on the shell casings recovered at the scene and from the gun that was recovered from his home. O'Brien is being charged with first-degree murder and is facing a life sentence. Back to you, Cheyenne.
Thanks, Danny. Although O'Brien hasn't explained his motive for killing Smith, police assume it was due to him being fired from the company 2 weeks ago. With little education and in a poor neighborhood, O'Brien struggled to make ends meet for himself and his mother. O'Brien had been fired and investigated for harassment when Smith lowered the salaries of many Espo Corporation workers. The murder was probably done out of revenge.
Smith had done a lot of good things in Philadelphia, including donating millions of dollars to public schooling and employing hundreds of Philadelphia residents. His death was a tragedy and he will be missed. This is all for the segment. Join us tomorrow at 7 o'clock for the newest Philadelphia events. I'm Katie Gavin.
And I'm Shine Singleton. Thanks for watching.